Look, I know I've been gone and I know that you miss me and reasons, alright? I missed y'all too. But I'm not here for that. I'm here for these after dark reviews. So, let me just get right into it for this week. On Elevation, we started off with Kingston cutting a promo with Penta, talking about JD Drake and Cesar Bononi of the Wingmen, talking about how they're just going to rough them up, beat them up, do their thing. First match of the night, we had Lance Archer against I don't even know who, because he came out throwing his opponent to the ring and then had a 10-second match where he just annihilated him. Chaos Project took an L to Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor with Yuta and Statlander, Yuta Wheeler, Chris Statlander. Looks like Cassidy's back to his old gimmicks now that there's a live audience, doing his little kicks and the crowd popping for it as they usually do. Cassidy, it ended with Cassidy orange punching Luther, who had Serpentico held as Serpentico does, as Luther does, using Serpentico as a weapon of sorts. He orange punches Luther. Luther falls on Serpentico, and then Cassidy and Chuck Taylor just sit on Luther, and that counted as a pinfall. Don't know why, but right after that, we had Blade come out and talk shit to Orange Cassidy to promote their match on Wednesday. Next, we had the AEW's Elite GM game, mobile game. Looks pretty fun, not gonna lie. Then we had Shida versus Dulce Tormenta. Cool name. Shida took the W with the katana. Dulce Tormenta, though, had a nice little crossbody fail. Supposed to be a crossbody, wasn't really lined up properly. She did some quick thinking and turned it into like a flying arm drag. Pretty cool. Jade Cargill cut a promo with John Kanak, talking about film and TV possibilities, maybe looking into the Marvel Universe. Don't know what John Kanak has to do with the Disney or Marvel Studios, but hey, they want to see what they can do for her. I just want to see her wrestle already. Next up, we had Powerhouse Hobbs versus Luke Chase of the Rhodes Academy. Let's see, Powerhouse came out with Starks and Hook. Starks rocking that new shiny FTW belt. Not new, it's the same belt, but he's the new champ, or FTW champ. This was also a 10-second match with Hobbs performing that devastator of a spine buster that he does now. Next up, we had Kazarian versus Baron Black. Kazarian took the W. However, Cutler came out trying to jump Kazarian while he wasn't looking. However, tripped on the bottom rope, dropped his spray cans, and had the oh shit look on his face. Rightfully so, because Kazarian proceeded to whoop on him. Right in the middle of him whooping on him, though, Gallows and Anderson jumped him, put him down a bit. Didn't know that this was leading up to, well, this was our precursor to Kazarian versus Gallows that we'll get into in another show. After that, we had Hobbs cut a little promo about Brian Cage, telling him that just needs to stay home, let things sit for a little bit. Next up, we had Jungle Boy versus Angelico. Honestly, crowd loves him. Also, Paul White loves him. Calls him Mr. Cool, too cool for school, so on and so forth. He's done this repeatedly. I mean, what's not to love with Angelico? Jungle Boy came out with some pyro, though. So that was a little flashy entrance. But Jungle Boy took the W. Next up, we had Julia Hart versus Red Velvet. Red Velvet takes the W here, but gets it with a pretty cool new finisher, I guess. It looked like a scissor kick, but she hooks the leg and spins it into like a DDT. Beautiful move. I just want to see more Red Velvet because I love me some cake. and cake analogies. Anyways, next up we had Brock Anderson and Lee Johnson versus the Gun Club of Billy and Colton Gunn, and the Gun Club actually pulls out the W with the most devastating move in wrestling history, roll up pin. After that we had Luchasaurus versus Fuego del Sol. It's just funny to see a huge man like Luchasaurus take on Fuego. Actually, the Texas crowd loved Fuego, which, I mean, I guess is a little homage to Sammy Guevara in his podcast, or vlog, not podcast. However, Luchasaurus takes a choke slam. He sets him up for like a choke slam, then flips him into a knee to face. It's nice, like crisp. After that, we had Dante Martin versus Captain Sean Dean. Dante Martin won. And then there was the other beautiful match of the night, which was Ty Conti and Serena Deeb versus Verta Vixen and Jasmine Allure. Beautiful athletic performances and performers all around. However, Ty Conti and Serena Deeb took that W. And finally, for our main event on Elevation, we had Penta and Eddie, as mentioned before, versus JD Drake and Cesar Bononi. Cesar came out pretty enraged because apparently Peter Avalon and the Hollywood hunk Ryan Nemeth didn't get on their flights or something to that effect. Regardless, of course, Penta and Eddie took that W. Moving on to Dark. Dustin cut a pretty good promo against Aaron Solo, talking about how he's been doing this for 5 decades, how this is nothing new to him, how he's just going to beat the crap out of him for being associated with the factory. Takes that dub, and, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Blade took on the Texas native Ryan Mantell, who got a pretty big pop. Not enough of a pop for a W, though, unfortunately. Thunder Rosa took on Kylan King. Great match. And Thunder Rosa, paying the Texas homage, came out with some very Selena-esque gear. Maybe even more so than before. She has pulled off this look like once or twice. But great match overall. Varsity Blonde. Next we had an 8-man tag match. And I'm telling you, y'all need to go and watch this one. It was Varsity Blondes and Dark Orders 5 and 10 going up against Private Party and The Acclaimed. I don't even want to tell you who won. This match was great. Go watch it. Find out for yourself. Next, we had the Bunny and Big Swole. Swole was doing great up until Diamante came out with a distraction. Bunny started taking advantage. Eventually, Diamante interfered in the match and got Bunny the W. Right after that, Wardlow took on Chad Lennox, and Wardlow just dominated this to where a referee had to stop the match. After that, we had Swole cut her little promo against Diamante saying, all right, it's on. Like, she's like, apparently you want to fight? All right, we'll fight. And then finally we had our main event, which was like a long main event between Austin, Texas's own Dustin Rhodes against Aaron Solo. Like I said, this match was actually quite lengthy. QT Marshall and the big guy, and I can't remember his name right now. I don't know why I brain fart on these things, but with even though there was some interference from QT, Dustin Rhodes put on one hell of a match against Aaron Solo. This actually highlighted Solo pretty well, and Dustin, just being the natural that he is, came out with that W. And believe it or not, this is going to be under 10 minutes per the advertisement. If you haven't watched Dynamite yet, get to it. And looking forward to talking to y'all next week. Hopefully you guys and gals, mainly the gals, want to see this face more often. It will be here more often, whether you like it or not. So, I don't know. Get used to it. I'm back, baby.